Hey traders, I hope everyone's having a good weekend. It is the weekend for me, it's Saturday evening, and I just thought I'd bring up a concept that I sort of utilize for when I do my other trading. So I also do Forex trading. I was just watching Tim's video that he put up about Forex and binary options and options, and I fully agree with it because how it's marketed, like I trade Forex, but I was mentored by an institutional trader, and how I do that, and he brought in leverage, which is an excellent point. Obviously, if you're risking 10% of your account on one trade with 50 to 1 leverage, it's going to be, with no stop loss, it's going to be pretty ugly. So, I mean, I use micro lots, so I'll risk, 1 or 2% on, of my total, capital per position, and it's a small account. And if you do higher time frames, you avoid the mess. If you got a 1 minute chart, it's crazy. So I trade the 4 hour and the daily. I'll even do the weekly and hold positions for months at a time. So, and I've just cracked over break even as well after 8 months. So like anything, it takes time, and it's a lot of study. I do a lot of simulated back testing as well. So on the Scotty's Trading, if you see a Forex video, I do agree with the view that if you go low time frame, it's really dangerous because there's trillions of dollars traded a day, and if you're going and thinking, ooh, I'm just gonna scalp, and it's gonna end badly, because you've got algorithm bots running, you've got institutional guys that have inside information. So an institutional grade news feed is $100 grand a year. That will get you the news, and the right sort of news that moves the markets quickly. But there's also, fundamentals. I've got another coach called Walter Peters, and he calls them funny mentals, because not necessarily the news does not drive shit; it's price action. So, for example, when the Great Britain were going to separate from Brexit, I've got a trader friend, James Kensington, and at the time he had a fund, and he made a lot of money buying the pound against the US dollar because it was going up, even though there was news out, because it was just price action. So, fundamentals have their, position, but it's just you've got to be very careful. You're going in and not knowing anything and risking real money. So you've just got to be careful with anything you do. But, so if you see videos on Forex, I do trade a little bit of Forex as well. It's only a demo account, but I've found it's been very useful applying what I've learned about price action. So it's just time though. So if you rush in on anything, it's just a bit risky. So I just wanted to sort of talk about that as well. If you guys see videos about me talking about currencies, I do a little bit of that as well. But back to the main topic, and what I'd like to bring to this video, I would probably call it a video lesson, and we might go over some charts, is this has been 1 week. I've been in the, I'm doing the market preparation course. So it's the one step below the challenge. So I've got a few videos, but I would really like to do the challenge, but currently I'm saving up for that, and I'm also saving up to open a small live account. So I'm just demo trading with interactive brokers, and yes, I am from Australia as well, so you can do it. I mean, obviously the time zone's not ideal, but you just get used to it. But I want to bring this up. So with my Forex stuff and everything, when you're holding positions for a while, it can be a little bit, your psychology is extremely important. And I can't show you what exactly I listen to, but it's a brainwave track. And what I do is, before I look at the charts normally, is I'll listen to this for like 15 minutes, and it will help just sort of center me and help me focus. And I'll actually listen to the alpha brainwave tracks during, when I do my trading. So when I look at the charts for 20 minutes, so you have to remember, I'm not in and out of a trade in 20 minutes. That's just not, unless I make a mistake. But that's, that hasn't happened in months, because, the higher time frames, everything moves slow. But I just want to bring this up, guys. Brainwave tracks. Stephen Dux was mentioning this as well. He listens to jazz music, when he trades, because what I'm seeing is, obviously, with the penny stocking, and this is going to be something I'm going to have to get used to, is it's lower time frames. And when you run down lower time frames, the part of the brain that's responsible for, flight or fight response is activated. So you've got to, so things are lighting up. The synapses are going crazy. So you're not in a calm, centered state of mind to be running over things. So I think that's why, Tim mentions preparation. Preparation is so important, because if you're not prepared and know what you're doing, you're just going to jump in, and you're going to be in a high state of adrenaline fueled, poor judgment, indecision type, mode, where you're not really, the rules are at the window. So what I would suggest is, set your charts up, and then, most popular brainwave tracks. I mean, let's just go to YouTube and, so try Theta and Alpha. So Alpha is what I use during, all right, and also lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is quite interesting. So there's a few things. So lucid dreaming, you can train your brain. So when you're in a dream, you can control it. And this is quite good. I mean, you might be stressed from external factors, and you can just go off to an island somewhere. And I've been trying to master this. It's difficult because you need to sleep a lot to get better. But I mean, I try and do it every night. You really focus on, and I just like to escape from everything, and it's good. Sometimes it really works. And also self-affirmation. So, what that means is, if you sort of, just before, how I would do it obviously with penny stocks is, and I've watched the Monday session, the Tuesday session, the Wednesday session, Thursday, not Friday. So there was 4 days in a row where I watched the Open just to get a taste, and I had Tim's watch list that I referred to, and I did it, and I was quite centered, because you've got to wait to strike though. Like, you don't want to just get in on the Open, or what I'm seeing is it's a big timing thing. So to wait for just a break or a confirmation, and I'm not really too familiar with the setups yet or the systems, because obviously it's only been a week, just over a week. I paid for it last week Friday at midnight, and I'm really glad that I did. But there's obviously a few nuances and differences present. So if you're someone that you find yourself sort of, you're going in, it's like going into a casino nearly. There's things, there's stuff lighting up, and news feeds coming in, and alerts, and really, my piece of advice is, you do your prep, have the watch list there for volatility, and really set your sights on the best one. Don't be focusing on a few, like, especially from a beginner's perspective. That's just, even if you're a genius, I don't know, you might be a trading savant or something. But from my perspective, from a beginner's standpoint, and I've had experience, with trading, currencies obviously is different, very different, but you have to have an approach. And, naturally, we don't really do well trading, because the brain is like, losing is bad, and you have to be aware that you can never win 100% of the time. So it's not focusing so much on the dollars, it's more execution of the rules. And then over 100 trades, if the rules are sound, which I believe Tim teaches, sound systems, and to sort of follow those rules is a lot harder, said than done. So when you're in a position, you want to be a calm state of mind. You can roll with a track. There's no sound required when you're just watching a chart. So you can have sound going. I prefer the headphones going, and I found that was quite good. And I didn't take any positions. One thing I've got to get sorted out here, I'm in Perth, and the particular area that I'm in, it's pretty close to the city. I don't have fiber optic to the house. It's still copper. Yes, that's correct. 2017, it's still copper wires for the internet. So, shared line with the telephone line. So it's just, the internet was that slow that it took 5 to 6 minutes to see the first candle. So the opening candle printed, and the stock price was that delayed. So I had my phone going to get the right stock price. So I could potentially demonstrate, but I'm actually not getting the feed. So I don't know if that's to do with, I think my laptop's pretty old. The operating, the memory and the CPU are pretty, they're obsolete really. So, because obviously Interactive Brokers at the peak was using around 700 megabytes of memory. I'm not sure the terminology. I'm not a computer guy, but I brought up, my mate was next to me. He's into computers. He said the numbers were pretty bad. We brought Control Alt Delete. We brought up the window, and he was like, "Wow, it's using like 80% of the memory of the computer to fucking run." interactive brokers. So I mean, I know Soxer trades about 150 US a month. Well, currently right now, that's, once I'm really wanting to sink my teeth into demo trading, I'll probably roll with that. But once I get a faster internet, if it's still not working with interactive brokers, I get a new laptop, and then I just, what I found about Soxer Trader was good, but yeah, it's overwhelming right now for me. So like I can establish a watch list from establishing the most volatile pairs, and I'm still learning the right system for me as well. So that's what I'm focusing on. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring up those sort of points. Brainwave tracks, Google it. That works. I've got a few that I have, but they were given to me on a private forum run by Walter Peters. So I'm not trying to downtrodden anyone, like, oh, you talk about Walter Peters on this forum. That's just the reality. That's where I got it from. So and Forex, it is possible to be profitable, honestly. I've got a few members in there that are, but you have to have a certain mindset, and very patient people do quite well in Forex. And for me personally, I'm not super patient. I'm talking holding positions for months at a time and having a trailing exit enabled, and really having a feel for the market, because there are ebbs and flows that can be quite dramatic. But currencies tend to trend a lot more. At least with penny stocks, it's a little more easier to read when it comes to, like, it's flat, like, don't trade it, like. But the currencies bounce up and down quite a bit in ranges, and they can really sting you if you if you're reckless. So the main conclusion here of the video is that the penny stocking stuff, there's a defined period of time, obviously pre-market and post-market, but that sort of is insignificant. I'm not interested to trade that. So that's what I've been doing before market open, to really focus in and keep me calm and let me wait in a stillness. Like, there's the brain is more focused and harnessed in on things, instead of like going, oh, that's alerted me, oh, there's volatility there, but just really honing in on the one you've picked. So pick one. That's what I'm doing. So I just wanted to sort of vocalize that and put that into video. I hope that's helping. I hope this is not just bullshit nonsense that I'm talking, but that's just sort of what I find has helped. So trading psychology is extremely important, especially in lower time frames, because the part of the brain that is activated is not about following rules, and it's more fight or flight. So just be careful, guys, as well with that. If you're having issues, maybe try a routine to really improve your psychology a little bit when it comes to being aware of your cognitive biases as well. When it comes to, you might be someone who doesn't mind holding a position a little bit longer if you're really about, like, getting in and getting out very quickly, because you might have a tendency to not want to lose money. Your spouse or your family are very negative towards trading, and that's going to affect you. You've got to understand that. So, and if you're cutting profits too early and letting runners go because you're stubborn and you're like, oh, then that's terrible. Like, even if you have a high win rate, even if you win 70% of the time, if your winners are only 1% and your losers are 5%, you see it's not. Anyway, this video has gone long enough, guys. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Study hard and have fun. Bye.